Hey, yo. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Can y'all hear me? Is this thing on? If y'all can hear me, type the number 6. I said, is this thing on? Testing 1, 2, 3. If you can hear me, type the number 6. You hear me loud and clear. Oh, shout out to my boy Tao. Shout out to 76 Marks. Anij. Can you be? Roger. Sur 47. Peace to the God. Shout out to my man. We back. Yeah, we back. Oh, before I start, this is a message if you are a moderator, aka the shooters. If you are a shooter for Boxing Ego's channel, please listen up. Please listen up. This is a PSA. You guys are doing an amazing job, but please do not delete anybody's comments because it counts against me. Do you see what I'm saying? There's metrics with YouTube, and it's called chat rate. So they count how many people are like commenting and engaging. When you guys delete, then I just thought about this. I think it takes it away from that, so it looks like the chat rate is lower than what it should be. Do not delete any comments. Now, if somebody is being a disruption to the chat, just let them breathe for a second, and then if they're a constant nuisance, then we need to block them and make that decision. Once again, shooters, please do not delete anybody's comments. Spread the word to the other shooters. Do not, because then I'm going to have to start taking away the badges, and we don't, because that means we have to start, smaller. Please just don't delete comments, because it could negatively impact my channel. I'm finding out. And who cares? We have fun with it anyway, because I'm going to put them in the hot seat. So please just don't delete no one's comment. No one's comment should be. And also, I don't like it for freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? It is free speech. I don't really care. If they're saying something stupid, they're going to get buried by Ego's army. So I ain't really worried. Next. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing today? Let's get it. Boxing is up. It's lit. Hey, listen. Notice in boxing, I try to give you guys perspective. Do you guys notice in boxing, the people who are real boxing fans, we're having a great time. Like, boxing is lit right now. But the people who lied, the people who deceived you, the people who misspoke, provided misinformation, they're hating boxing. Like, I've been analyzing this. Please get the likes up. I've been analyzing this. Shout out to my boy Ricky Williams. Shooters, I just gave a PSA. Do not delete anyone's comments. It hurts the channel because it looks like we're getting less comments than what we're getting. Please do not do that. If someone's being a nuisance, we'll remove them if need be. But just let it breathe, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what I noticed is, like, for example, there's channels that are dying on YouTube. Listen, you guys you gotta feel me. You gotta feel me, because I see everything. I'm like Batman. Y'all show me that when I wasn't doing the Instagram lives, y'all had the bat signal in the air. You had the Ego bat signal, and I seen it. Y'all was like, man, I miss Ego doing lives. Where Ego? Because boxing is boring without me. Truly. Boxing be weak without me in terms of this side of the business. Not the fights, but this side of the business. But beyond that, I noticed some of these channels are in hell right now. Like, the people who lied and like spread, like, just think about how many people said PBC was done for. PBC's running out of money. Al Heyman sucks. PBC sucks. What else were people saying? Crawford, he was saying that BOK Prime is the new wave. Why your next fight? Like, listen, everybody's looking forward to Spence Crawford, but it's not on BOK Prime. Crawford said BOK Prime was the new wave. what is BOK? Last time I seen, they had like a Suge Knight casting call or something, casting couch for a Suge Knight. Like, where the boxing at? What are we talking about? But anyway, a lot of people who fed you bad information, a lot of people are in hell. They're like, channels are suffering, channels is dying, not uploading content, these types of things. These different nefarious, things. But if you think about it, boxing 2023 has been the best year that we've ever, I can't say ever, but I mean, maybe this, I can't think of a year that was this star-studded with the fights. I mean, y'all let me know. And it's largely in part, like mostly because of PBC. Like, just be real with yourself. If PBC had zero, like any fight that is PBC related there was on, how they're doing the actor writer strike. Pretend PBC was on a boxing strike. Boxing would suck this year. Like literally what people are saying, oh, boxing's back and boxing is alive and boxing is thriving. If it weren't for that man from Cleveland, Al Heyman, and Showtime and Steven Espinoza and PBC and TGB and basically the PBC, boxing would be trash right now. And people would be like, this is a slow year and, boxing needs to step it up. That's why UFC is taking over, bro. That's what y'all would be saying. PBC is literally busting the cap in the competition at. Like, I'm not saying there's zero cool fights. There's some cool fights. But when it comes to like the mega fights and like the highly anticipated fights, even the NOA fight, Inui, whatever, that's still an Al Heyman fighter. So without him, it wouldn't even be possible. So again, if you stripped away all of Al Heyman fighters being in any fights in PBC, like boxing would be trash right now. It really would. We've got Tank Davis fighting twice already, and he just got released, which we'll talk about in a second. Everybody's blowing up my Instagram because I posted the Tank Davis, release stuff. So everybody's excited about that. Can't wait to see what his next move is, what he learned from this whole experience. These types of things. Deontay Wilder's trying to get a fight. Oh, my God. To this day, he's trying to get a fight with Andy Ruiz. Hey, Andy. If you really believe the poppycock that you saying, all you got to do is sign that contract. Baby boy. I like when Wilder be talking. Pause. I like when Wilder be talking, doing these little things. I'm not really here to go back and forth all day. There's only one thing that must be done. Sign the contract. Andy. Like, bro, he be like, Wilder be saying it like he's your dad or something, scolding you. It's so funny. But yeah, boxing, we in a good spot, man. We having fun with it. So shout out to all the great fans that mess with the channel. Ruiz on some juju threats. Ruiz said he gonna make Wilder poop. I ain't never heard that, bro. Bro, he said Wilder gonna chorro, which is Hershey squirt. Bro, I ain't never heard no heavyweight say that before. Well, I ain't never heard no boxer say that. Truthfully. I mean, when the last time you heard a boxer threaten, like, yeah, you gonna poop when it come time to fight me? You gonna poop. I'm gonna make you poop. Bro, what in the X-lax is this? What in the preparation H laxative are you talking about? Bro, Andy Ruiz said he did prune juice of the heavyweights. He said he gonna make Wilder poop. He said there's a brand muffin gonna make him poop. I ain't never heard of that, bro. He said, I'm gonna give you the runs. Like, what? Shout out to Andy, though, but what? I ain't never heard that. Y'all tripping. Y'all gotta poop. You know what's funny? You ever just hear a word and like just if you keep saying the word, it's just funny. Like poop. Like that's just a funny word. Like P. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Am I bugging? Bro, some words are just funny. Like just say it. Poop. Like, oh, like does anybody feel me or am I on my own? Everybody just say poop. Like it's just a funny word. It's just like poop. Like, hey, what are you doing after work? I gotta poop. I gotta poop. I gotta cock a duty. I gotta poop. I don't know. It just sounds funny to me. Maybe I'm immature. I don't know. Whatever. That man said poop. There it is. I'm so done. That man said poop. There it is. All right. So, Gervonta Davis was released. Please smash the like button. I don't know what's going on with the likes. I feel like YouTube is like putting some kind of like threshold or something on it. Like some throttle. Hey, I need y'all to get the likes up. Like what is this? What is going on? Like salute. That's the only way I could do these lives for you. The likes look like poop. Bro, these are some poopy likes. I don't like it. King Corleone said the word dookie. Yeah, dookie is funny too. Bro, remember on like when you were a little kid, kids would say anything like to insult you. They'd be like, you're a dookie head. we need to bring it back to that. Like them old school like playground insults. Like you cock a head, you cock a duty, your dookie head, your dookie face. Like, do y'all remember? I don't know. I don't know what this new generation is on, but my generation, that's how we used to roast you. We used to like just like because we didn't really cut. Like these new kids is probably bad in cussing and stuff. But like when you cut, like we couldn't cuss like that back in the day. So we'd have to like it would basically be like children's cussing. Like remember Joe Pesci in Home Alone? The movie is like PG-13, so he couldn't really cuss. So he's like, and he wasn't really like saying nothing. That's how we used to cuss. Like, oh, you're a poopy head, poopy cock-a-doodie, caca monster. Like we used to just go bad. But it wasn't like outright cuss. These new kids be cussing like Too Short. They bitch. These new kids be cussing, saying the B word like Too Short. What the hell? He said pooted was funny. Facts. Facts. The man said somebody pooted. Y'all funny. Now, Gervonta Davis, let's get it. Gervonta Davis was released from jail. If you follow the channel, I let you know what was going on. He had I don't really want to go into the whole case and all that. He's trying to pick up the pieces. There was a hit and run accident. Girl claimed injury. He had to face the court system. Capiche? The court gave him like basically a probation. And he initially didn't have jail time. But because he wasn't living per their arrangement, the judge threw him in jail. Does that make sense? I'm going to say it again. Initially, he just had these other like community service, probation for a period of time. You know, maybe you have to check in before you leave the city limits, things like that. But there was no jail time. Shout out to all these new followers. Yeah, make sure y'all follow on Facebook, Boxing Ego, my page. I'm on Threads. Anybody on Threads? Anybody join Threads yet? Meta Threads? Oh yeah, this tea is hitting. Anybody on Threads yet? Yeah, if you guys sign up for Threads. It's free. It's through Facebook/Meta. I'm there. It's the same as my Instagram handle, at BOXINGEGO1. All one word. That's it. At BOXINGEGO1. And pretty much all of my other social medias, YouTube, Twitter, my Facebook like page. Oh, we doing numbers over there too. That's just Boxing Ego. Simple. Threads is basically like Meta's response to Twitter. So it's like kind of connected. Like you can port some things over from your Instagram. I'm kind of playing around with it. So yeah, TikTok, Boxing Ego. Yeah, we everywhere. Make sure y'all grow the social medias if you haven't followed me on those other ones. Tank Davis. Initially, he wasn't fine. Or like initially, he wasn't sentenced to jail, but basically, he told like the order stated he was going to stay at Coach Calvin Ford, his trainer, at his place. But word came back to the courts or to the judge that he was staying at like the Four Seasons or some nice hotel, like a luxury hotel, bought a penthouse, something like that. And then as a result, that wasn't part of the arrangement. The judge said, hey, you disobeyed, and basically put him in jail. And he just got out today. So that is the story for those who are curious. Tank Davis walked out a free man. Congratulations. This is the picture of him walking out of jail. Yeah. So you see he got the fro. And he is now a free man. Now, he's not off scot-free. He still has some obligations like community service and whatever else the arrangement was. But in terms of serving hard time in the bink, he's good with that. So congratulations to Gervonta Davis becoming free. He grew to because there ain't nobody. He's in jail. Who gonna braid his hair? He ain't Mario. Braid my hair, bro. What y'all talking about? He had to get the fro. Who he gonna have a dude braiding his hair in the prison? Come on, like nah, y'all playing with it, bro. The boy had to have the fro. That's the easiest to maintain. How you gonna get braids? He don't braid his own hair. Y'all talking about Tank D-O-double-G? La da 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 da. It's the mother G. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all calling him Snoop and all this. I see your comments. Y'all hating, bro. Who's gonna braid his hair? That's all I'm asking you. If he in jail, we gonna have Twan braid his hair? Nah, y'all tripping. Bro, if I was Iverson or somebody, I ain't letting no dude braid my hair. See, y'all, man, whatever. Y'all seen the Island Boys kissing? Y'all want them to braid your hair. Listen. Y'all want the Island Boys, Island Boy. Y'all want the Island Boys. They was kissing. He was crying in there. You want the Island Boys to braid your hair. That's what y'all telling me. That's what y'all telling me, bro. Bro, y'all hating. Tank came out on his Tukey Williams. Bro, he came out on his Tukey. Bro, Tukey, why was Tukey just unnecessarily buff? Bro, Tukey. The boy Tukey was, hold on, the boy Tukey was hub. Yeah, Cuz was hub. Tukey. All them gangsters from the 80s and early 90s used to pose like them pose that show every muscle. Yeah, shout to, man, come on. Hey, they didn't even grant Tukey clemency. Come on, bro. They hated on Cuz. So yeah, he got the fro. I mean, what y'all expect? He had to have the fro. Oh, I hate Eagles Army, FYI. Y'all are too funny. Somebody told me, they said Tank came out with the Spike Lee he got game, fro. Listen, I posted on my Instagram. Again, that's why y'all got to follow me over there. Bro, they said Tank came out of jail, out the clink, with the Denzel Spike Lee, he got game, fro. I'm done, bro. Leave the boy alone. Y'all got bro, y'all listen, y'all hating. The boy Tank fresh. He got the Jake Shuttlesworth. He got the Jake Shuttlesworth fro, and y'all hating. Stop playing with Tank. He got game. Bro, Denzel was a beast in that. Y'all sleep on that movie. Bro, remember that dude, that bald black dude, and Denzel walked up to him and throat punched him? He said, bro, why did Denzel hit him so fast? Bro, he struck like a cobra. That dude was like, I forgot what dude was saying, but Denzel said, and the dude was like, and he couldn't breathe. And Denzel looked at him and said, bro, my boy Denzel, bro, he really clapped the boy throat. He said, bro, he was surgical. If you, bro, Denzel, he roared at Steven Seagal the way he did that, bro. That boy was talking crazy, and Denzel said, and he couldn't breathe, bro. He crushed his Adam's apple. The man crushed his Adam's apple, and Denzel just and just took off on him. Let's go. Shout out to my boy Denzel. Yeah, okay. My name Gervonta, yeah, and I'm the man. Yeah, don't ask no questions. Yeah, I'm about my plan. Roll call. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all out here wilding. But I'm happy Tank's free. Now listen, let me talk about this aspect of the game. Denzel's the GOAT. Listen, people. Gervonta Davis he's the most popping in all them little weight classes. Tank Davis is that dude. There's a lot of great fighters, but everything like, come on, bro. See, all I know is the truth. I don't know how to lie like some of y'all. Tank Davis is what's up in boxing because everything kind of revolves around him. And even when he was in jail, people were mentioning his name. I found that to be a bit weird. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. Like, they're fighters. They know he's going to come out. But people kept talking about Tank when he was in jail. Like, Tank this. I just feel like his name always comes up. That's how you know you're popping. It's just like me. In YouTube boxing, people always mention me, whether it's good or bad. Oh, boxing ego sucks. Boxing ego's good. And, bro, they always mention me. That's how you know you great, when people just mention you for no reason. Like if you don't like my videos, okay, don't watch them. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You don't like Tank? Why do you always talk about him? Bro, Tank, the dudes that say they don't like Tank, they talk about Tank more than anybody. Like, you'll have YouTubers that say Tank ain't fought nobody and all this stuff old media feed you. Tank ain't fought nobody. When's he gonna step up? Why is he a fake champion? Why he ain't fought Lomachenko? It's just all this goofy stuff, right? This is what they say. But then the same content creators will incessantly make videos about Gervonta Davis. So what that mean? If Tank ain't this and Tank ain't that and Tank ain't fought no one and Tank need to step, why make content about him? Because I know if somebody was bummy to me, I'm not going to waste my time making a bunch of content surrounding them. But they know Tank is money. They know Tank is where the money's at. So that's why they talk about it. Just like Floyd. When Floyd was in position, that's why the boxing media and old media and people who hated Floyd, they talked about him nonstop. It's funny how that works. Floyd's no good. Oh, Floyd's a runner. He's a chicken. He waited till people got old. then why are you talking about him? Why don't you let Floyd die out and have nobody talking about him? Because you want to be part of that gravy train too. So you see TikTokers, Facebook groups, threads, Snapchats, YouTube content creators, IG people, they seemingly don't approve of the way Tank's career has played this far, but they won't stop talking about him. See, I told you on the channel, I'm a fan of Tank. He can scrap. I know Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a beast. So that's out the window. I already told you that he's definitely one of my favorites to watch and stuff like that. So I actually, like, I'm still going to be professional with his career, but I enjoy watching him. I enjoy watching his fights and picking up like little maturity and things that I'm seeing that he's working on and maturing as a fighter. I enjoy that process. But these other dudes, these other suckers be like, oh, Tank sucks. He needs to step up, and then they won't stop talking about him. So we know what that is. Shout out to Just Do Boxing. Smash the like button. Salute Ego. Shout out to Just Do. What's up? I feel like people in boxing are corny. Like, a lot, like, I can't say everyone. I've met some very good people here. But in general, like, there's a lot of corny beta males in boxing. Like, I would say more so than other sports. Like, just corny people. Like, people you wouldn't want to, like, be at a party with or something. You know what I mean? Like, just corny. Y'all know what corny means. Some people are just corny. Alexander sent a $5 Cash App. Appreciate you. He says, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm not sure if you're talking about me or Tank, but either way, salute to you. Boxing has a lot of corny people, corny energy, people you wouldn't associate with if it weren't for boxing. You know what I mean? You wouldn't like you wouldn't catch me hanging with dudes from boxing. Like, a lot of them. Like dudes that talk about Tank and then obsessed with him. Like, it's weird, bro. I need y'all to get the likes up. Yeah, T.O.'s mentioning Tank and calling him out. He in jail. Like, he was at the point where T.O. was calling him out. He said Tim Bradley. Man, Bradley, he not bad. He hasn't publicly came off his Crawford pick, but his energy is coming off his Crawford pick. He don't sound confident at all. See, boxing is full of this. Like, when it's all written, I will go down as the realest person that's ever lived in this boxing game. A true pioneer that stood on his own, that stood on his square and really motivated and molded the game and, like, helped shape the boxing game in the digital space and digital content. People don't even stick to what they say. Like, and then the people like Bradley, like Crawford, then when you say something about it, well, Bradley, he don't act like super emotional. I mean, I haven't really seen it, but like sometimes people like Crawford, when you bring up what you used to say, then they get offended. Like, you said this. We need accountability in boxing, bro. I don't care about nothing else. I need accountability. You said it just a few months ago, late last year, regarding this fight. So stand on what you said. And if your opinion has somehow changed, then you can, more than welcome to say that. But that's why when I give you guys content, it's so beautiful, because whether people believe it or not, it's coming from my real opinion and an unbiased standpoint. Like, when I'm talking about Spence and Crawford, some people, the idiots, they say, oh, you hate Crawford. Why would I? I don't hate any fight. There's no active fighter that I hate. You know what I mean? Crawford has entertained me. Errol Spence has entertained me. This is my job. My job is to assess boxing. If I hated Crawford, I would talk about his family and all this other stuff. You never see me doing that. All I talk about is the fight. I talk about what Crawford has said in interviews. I talk about stylistic matchups. It's that simple. July 29th, I'm going to be right or I'm going to be wrong. Either way, I will give you my honest assessment. Period. Y'all need accountability. Y'all scary. Y'all scary. Y'all say stuff and then when it's not shaping out to be with that, you're too fearful to admit it. Hey, please no soliciting. I don't care what no YouTube anybody is saying. This is my channel. Please don't blow up my notifications with a bunch of soliciting or you will be removed. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. This is called YouTube. This is not like a union. Like whatever anybody else says, that's their opinion. That's cool. I don't know because I'm not listening to it. I listen to my thoughts and Ego's Army. So I'm really not bothered by what other people say. If they listen, here's the thing. I get on here and make all this money and cut these videos. And when I cut these videos, a lot of people just get it. A lot of people are like, oh, I see where you're coming from. That's true. Great point. Amazing video. We unpack, blah, blah, blah. Then on the flip side, you have a few and some detractors who literally say the opposite of what I say. But here's the question for you guys. All you guys got to do is think, put your thinking caps on. If you have a channel who repeatedly and perpetually says the opposite of what Ego says, why are they not bigger than me if they were actually correct in their assessments? Why do they not make more money than me? Why is their channel not bigger than mine? Because in the words of Higher Learning, Ice Cube, nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Nobody wants to hear. So by you saying the opposite of what I said, I'm saying it for a reason. So when it happens, I don't look crazy. You're going against the grain and don't know what you're talking about. So you say something like you say, oh, Lomachenko's going to stop Devin Haney and all this type of stuff. So when it doesn't happen, you lose all credibility. You know, and I get it. No one's going to be 100% right with like their assessments and breakdowns and fight predictions, but you don't see me way off the mark. Like, remember when Max Kellerman said that Tom Brady was washed and then Tom Brady that same year won the Super Bowl? You never see Ego slip like that. You never, like, even with Crawford, I don't say anything that I don't believe about Crawford. I've never said Crawford can't fight. I never said he sucks and he's a bum. I never said Errol's going to wash him. I never said nothing like that. I said it's a good fight. I feel Errol wins. Here's why. Shout out to Ed. He said, been watching Ego for years before he was even at 100K. This guy is keeping it real. I try to tell you, so many people emulate, but you can't emulate the sauce. You can't emulate the flavor. Your brain don't work and cooperate like mine does. You don't have the clarity and mental dexterity to be on my level in the position that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, just listen to the takes in boxing. They're horrible. They're horrible. Like, and people are like, oh, you're not a boxer. Huh. Okay, guess what? There are a bunch of boxers and all their predictions is wrong. Huh. How about that? Huh. You see what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Like, bro, Robert Garcia, okay, former two-time champion, trains a bunch of fighters, right? He thought his brother was going to beat Errol Spence. I didn't. So you could be like, oh, he's a boxer, though. You got to listen. Okay, so y'all listen to him and Mikey, and they was like, I see something. I see deficiencies in Errol Spence. And then what happened? What Ego said actually happened. And Errol Spence beat the brakes. Beat the brakes off of Mikey Garcia. I don't care if they're a boxer trainer. You know what I mean? What they said did not come true. Period. So it don't matter who you are. You know what I mean? And I can't wait for the Spence Crawford fight because there's a lot of rhetoric and a lot of people saying stuff. We're going to see. We're going to see. In the words of Drake, and we going to see. So I ain't worried about it. I believe what I said is going to happen. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it. Terrence Crawford got to prove me wrong. If he can do it, I'll give him props. But I see Errol winning the more I analyze the fight. Anyway, I don't understand why y'all so worried about my opinion, like scared of it. You start a YouTube channel and say the opposite of what I say and make a lot of money then. If you know so much and I know so little. It's that simple. But these dudes never do that. They just want to deride what I'm doing. It's weird. Of course I'm having a fight party. It's like the most anticipated fight. You know what I mean? Of course I'm having one. I started fight parties in boxing. What y'all talking about? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gonna give me my credit. I promise you there was no one doing watch parties in boxing before me on YouTube. I've been doing it. I'm the pioneer of this. I'm happy Tank got released. That's great. You know what else I noticed about the Tank? When Tank was away, I really feel like the other top names didn't kind of know what to do, and they start all beefing with each other. Like Tank is such the A side in the top of the totem pole, so he becomes the easy target. He's the biggest part. Regis Prograis was talking about him. Devin, Shakur, Frank Martin recently called him out. Rolly talks about it. You see what I'm saying? Like Ryan probably mentioned Tank, et cetera, et cetera. Terrence Crawford, I think Crawford even said he was going to want to fight Tank. I could be mistaken, but I'm probably not because I'm pretty great at what I do. Hey, somebody validate that. Terrence Crawford recently, since working with PBC, said something about he was going to fight Tank or he would be open to fighting Tank. Is that cap or fact? Somebody let me know if my read was off. See, I hear everything, bro. Did Crawford say something about fighting Gervonta? There it is. Shout out to Diacona. I told you. So that's what I'm saying. Tank is that dude. So when he was like locked, I felt like people didn't know what to do. Like they did, because the main target, the main name that like Lomachenko and whoever else like clout chase to like talk about was locked up. So it's like Devin and Shakur started beefing. Regis and Devin kind of start going back and forth about trying to fight. Frank Martin, he did call out Tank, but he also called out Shakur. Edwin De Los Santos talking spicy to Shakur. You see what I'm saying? It's like everybody just like Tank was out of sight, out of mind, and like locked away. You know what I mean? So people everyone started going at each other's throats. If you watch what happened, Teofimo called out Devin Haney randomly and said like, "Oh, fight me at 40, and then I'm the A side." You know what I mean? All that type of stuff. That's literally what happened while Tank was away. Like none of this stuff was really happening to this degree when Tank was released, and then when he was in jail, like most of these Twitter fingers and back and forth dialogues happened while he was like locked, because he was locked for like, I don't know, I think it was 44 days. He said it was on Fight Hype. See, I told you, I don't be lying. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nobody that can do what I do, because the dudes that they lack the knowledge, don't have the knowledge, don't have the experience, or lie, or a combination of all of that. I don't lie to make a point. Let me kill this tea real quick. Could y'all please get the likes up? I need y'all to get the likes up. What's good? What's good with the likes? We got haters on deck. Is that what we doing? Listen, the haters mad at Poppy Ego. Listen, yeah, let me talk to y'all haters. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. You at home. Y'all haters, y'all really mad? Y'all mad Poppy Ego holding boxing down and boxing lit? Is that what it is? Huh? Y'all know I like to talk to my haters. They be angry all the time. Oh, but Ego block me. Listen, my haters say the dumbest stuff. Ego block you. Ego block you if you disagree with him. Like, my thing is this. If you look in comment sections and they say negative things about Ego, it's usually stuff like that. Oh, Ego block me. Like, they be like, Ego block you if you if you challenge him. Ego block you if you prove him wrong. All this type of stuff. Ego block you if you expose him. Boxing ego will block you if you disagree with him. First of all, my thing is this. Who are y'all telling? Like, I don't even get it. Like, who are y'all telling? Like, who are y'all telling on? Like, y'all tattletales, ego do this, the ego will block you. Like, who are y'all telling? Why are you what they gonna do? You got blocked. What they gonna do? I blocked you. Okay, what they gonna do? You're blocked. You telling random people in the comments, like, what does that do? I never understood that. So maybe one of my haters could speak up and let me know. Like, what is that? What is that even about? Like they be in comment section. The comment section ain't my parents. Oh, ego block. He block you if you feel different, if you disagree with him. Okay, who are you telling? It's like a counseling sesh. Like, they just had to get it off their chest that ego blocked them. Y'all some beta males, bro. Y'all some fanny packs, bro. Ego blocked me. Okay, now what? Okay, you block. What the person, they not gonna it's my channel. No one has access to my channel, and I got two-step two-step authenticator on mine. So no one can access behind my dashboard. So it's not like you crying to people will get you unblocked. You got to go through me. Man, I'm Michael Jackson and you Tito. So you telling random people in other people's videos and in the comment section is just hilarious to me. You go block me. He block if you disagree. Okay, what's that going to do? You still blocked. They can't pardon you. They can't provide you with some clemency. You got to go through me. Ego block me. Yeah, ego blocked you. And you're going to remain blocked forever. Forever, ever? Forever. Listen, I'm putting cases on all you. I'm blocking dudes from here all the way to January, huh? King Kong ain't got on me, huh? Bro, listen to me. If you get out of line, then I gotta remind. I'm blocking all you bitches. Yeah, if y'all say stupid stuff, you getting blocked. Listen, I'm blocking y'all from here to 2024. I'm gonna be on a nonstop blocking marathon. It's my channel. And you would think all the people that Boxing Ego done block, they like, oh, all he do is block people. Why make more money than them then? Why make more money? If everybody blocked, where the money coming from? Somebody got to be watching it. Why am I still in business? Imagine if McDonald's blocked everybody. Imagine if they blocked everyone from buying burgers. McDonald's would be out of business. But your boy Ego, business is booming. So I must be resonating with somebody. Listen, I'm going to start blocking y'all some more. Act up. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Crawford and Spence because I know y'all be getting y'all little panties in a bunch when I talk about that, and I'm gonna block some more people. I'm gonna block some more people because I know y'all be getting finicky. Y'all be acting funny style when I talk about this Spence Crawford fight. Y'all wanna act funny style, so I'm gonna block some old people. I promise you. And here's the thing: y'all not saying nothing. That's why you get blocked. If you prove me wrong, I'll eat it as a man. I'll be like, dang. I lied, and you proved me to be a liar. But you can't do it. I promise you that. I promise you that. They always try to act like coming on my show or coming to my channel ain't a fair experience. Absolutely. It's a fair experience. You will be judged by Ego's Army and myself. If you don't know what you're talking about, rock-a-bye, baby. It's that simple. So if you come and you start cooking and you enlighten us, you good. But if you come saying, oh, and it sound like some bull, that's your Mr. Postman. Yeah. Smash the like button. They was getting burned alive in the hot seat. The only reason why I stopped doing the hot seat so much is because they were like time wasters. I burned so many people in the hot seat, they knew what it was, so they were either A, they knew they were going to get blocked because they knew they couldn't outsmart the Dawn, And then the ones that tried, they just would waste my time. And then I would sit up here and be streaming a lot longer than needed because we were waiting for them to respond and all that. Y'all get tortured in the everything I say. I heard your Denzel impersonation. I'm the Denzel of boxing. That's a fact. Mississippi Masala. Mo Better Blues. Yeah, Alonzo from Training Day, huh? Man, I used to work for. Yeah, you don't have a company. They don't own me, though. Why do I make boxing look so effortless, bro? Like, all these dudes and clones and stuff, they don't swag the mic like me, bro. I just make it look pretty. Like Muhammad Ali, I make this look good, make it look pretty, and we have fun with it. Shout out to Ed Woodson. Boxing Ego, much respect to you, bro. And the Army. And I'll keep it real. I can't be as active as I want. That's all good. But always know the guy is 100. I remember all those videos before the pandemic. Shout out to my man. See? That's why I don't worry about the haters, because the real ones know what it is and what the channel provides and stuff like that. Y'all ready to talk about Spence Crawford? He said, people get cold feet when it's time for the hot seat. Bars, facts. This man want me to do the Canelo so bad. I see you, bro. See, I be seeing everything. I see it all. Y'all ready to talk about Spence Crawford? Bro, I'm literally, I'm just being real with you. And I'm trying to be like as sensible as possible, whatever. I keep replaying this fight and it keeps leading me to Errol Spence. It literally does. Like, I don't see this. The more I think about stuff, the more I like, because I told you, I'm not in the business of wasting my time. So I don't do that. If the fight, like before, like last year when they were just arguing and negotiating and there was no actual fight, I'm not doing no intense research and breakdowns and stuff like that because it's a waste of my time. What if they never fight? And then I did all this research and rewatch old fights and all that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I treat this like a boxer and a trainer, like how you watching tapes and stuff. Like, I'm really versed with my job. And the research I'm doing with this fight, outside of Crawford having a magical night, you know what I mean? Like, I just see Errol Spence winning for sure. For sure. And I don't even know if it's going to be the fight that some people think after the halfway mark. You see what I'm saying? Like, no doubt it's an elite fight, so the early round, round one could be a filler round, first couple rounds, stuff like that. But I think Errol's going to pull away. I think he's going to pull away. Listen, if anybody in this room is picking Crawford, fine, I'm good with that. But just explain, without saying just a bunch of generic BS that everyone's saying, please intelligently break down the Crawford pick. Because people be like, Crawford sparring? Okay, sparring. What does the sparring have to do with it? Like, sparring is preparation for the fight, no doubt, but that's not under the bright light, no headgear. We're different size gloves. We're talking about different things. So somebody that's all I want to do. Listen, I'm on record saying this. I have not heard one person of any level of authority gave me a good Crawford breakdown. The only thing they're saying is he a switch hitter. He got too much for Errol. That's generic as hell, bro. Like, imagine if your mama called you and said, hey, I'm at this restaurant. You want some food? And you like, yeah, what they got? And you like, your mom was like, oh, they got a little bit of everything. Bro, honestly, how could you place an order at the restaurant with some generic stuff like that? If your mama just said they got a little piece of everything, baby, what you want? You would at least have to get online and look at the menu or something, because that's not enough to go off of. That's every single person that I've heard break down this fight in favor of Crawford. All their predictions sound so simplified and so generic that it leads me to believe you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, people keep, in my opinion, they keep acting like Bud Crawford is Pernell Whitaker. He fights nothing like Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Nothing like it. So when they're telling the game plan and how he's going to execute, they're talking about like some Pernell Whitaker slick style boxing and like it. What do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? Do you fools watch boxing or do you just skim through it? Jay Cooley says, I really don't see Bud winning this fight. I had it 50-50 like in 2019, but now I see Errol beating him up. Bro, it's not even a knock. People, see, when I say stuff, the Bud buddies be mad. They're like, oh, what do you mean he's not Pernell? I'm saying it's not a knock. There's a lot of guys that are good fighters, great fighters that aren't Pernell. Nobody's really Pernell. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying specifically for Crawford is his style is not this slickster. When is Crawford, like he likes to mix them. He's the type, from what I've seen from Crawford fights, which really, like, sometimes in boxing, I really feel like I'm Tom Hanks in Castaway. Like, I'm just on an island by myself, and I'm the only one that watch boxing, and it's just a bunch of, like, zombies recycling information and saying what they think, and it's just like, what are you talking about, bro? I really feel like that. So if it's just me against the world, and I'm the only one on the planet that feels like this, fine. But I got to be who I am. My thing is this. Crawford is a great fighter. He's an elite fighter. He should be on people's pound-for-pound list. I have no beef with none of those things. The resume is lacking, and the style in which he fights, I think, is not conducive to fighting a naturally bigger man with fundamentals and a great coaching staff, like, Derek James and a cut man, I'm sure, all that, and a guy with heart. And a guy possibly got longer arms, and he's also a southpaw. That's the biggest issue. And I've always said this about Crawford. See, y'all never said I hated Crawford until really the Errol Spence fight started heating up, because y'all a bunch of suckers and bums in the comment section. So y'all like, oh, you think that everybody has a pea brain like you, and because you're giving your honest assessment, that somehow equates to you hate somebody. I don't live in that goofy world that y'all live in where, like, truthfully, I like Marvel movies more than I like DC movies, right? But I don't hate DC. I grew up on both I used to collect comics, Marvel and DC. The difference is with Marvel, I had like all of the comic book cards, and I had several, and I was really like, I liked Deathlock, the Punisher, the Hulk. Everybody likes Spider-Man, Logan, Wolverine, the X-Men, Daredevil I liked. You see what I'm saying? Colossus. Like, I just like the Marvel, you know what I mean? The Marvel characters. But I still like Batman, Superman. You see, it's the same thing. Bud is DC Comics. He's DC Comics. He's DC Comics. And Errol is Marvel. Bud is sparring Steve Nelson. What the F? I see him in Walmart. What? I see him in Walmart more than anybody. I mean, I don't know if you're in Omaha. I don't get that. What you mean? Like, you're not saying he work at Walmart. You're saying he just be in the Walmart? What's that? I don't know. That's his homie, though, so you're going to spar with him. But anyway, these foolish peon boxing fans, they think because you like Marvel in a certain situation, like Black Panther's a better movie than Wonder Woman 2. Like, oh, you hate DC. Like, no, I don't hate DC. Wonder Woman 2 is trash. Wonder Woman 2 is trash. And I never said Bud's trash because I don't think he's trash. But again, if we're comparing like Black Panther with Aquaman, ain't that what Bud had on that t-shirt? Aqua Bud. You know, I'm entitled to like whatever style I like more in that matchup. Now, if we're talking about DC Comics versus another, you know what I mean, like violent comics or whatever, and it's a different branch, then we can compare that. But I'm just saying, in this comparison, I think Errol Spence has the intangibles and gets it done. 1-on-1 with 2 trash, bro. Gabriel, what's up? He said, I was born and raised on Marvel. I only like Batman and Darkseid and Lobo. Lobo. Facts. But that's what I'm saying. Boxing fans is like crazy. They act like they initiated in the Errol Spence gang or initiated in the Crawford gang. It's not even that serious to me, bro. Because after this fight, I'm going to be gearing up for the next Charlo, Canelo, whoever else is next. But whatever. I just told you. The biggest thing, Bud don't fight like Pernell Whitaker. He don't fight like James Toney. He be getting touched up because he likes to fight. The more offensive you are, the more aggressive you are. Like, I mean, I got a question for you. Rate, not the knockout. Leading up to the knockout in the busted gloves, because that busted gloves was BS. Because here's the thing. Only in Omaha would that have happened. In Vegas, LA, New York, where other big fights, guys getting millions of dollars in the main event, $10 million, whatever Bud got. Any type of fight like that, they would pause the action and make you switch that glove out. If there's a lull in the action, it's like when somebody's mouthpiece come out and then they find a lull in the action and then they get the mouthpiece. Bud gloves look like Pillsbury Doughboy biscuit. Bro, what are you talking about? His gloves, they were both like tattered and exploded. Like, you know how you get them Pillsbury cinnamon rolls and then you have to like peel back that little like cardboard thing and hit it on the counter and they bust up? That's how his gloves looked. He had the Pillsbury. Nothing says loving like my Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. Nothing says loving like my Grand's biscuits. He had Pillsbury Doughboy. Like in a fight with all eyes like Spence and Crawford, that will not happen. I promise you. Because one, Bud's gonna look crazy if his gloves explode like an Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Bro, you remember when Inspector Gadget, they'd be like, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is you free the girl, blah, blah, blah. This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds. And then he would like always throw it in like a trash can. It would like blow up. That was Crawford's gloves. Them Inspector Gadget glove, that's not going to work in an elite fight. You seen the fracas with Floyd Mayweather and Maidana. Floyd put his hands in the glove in a Maidana Robert Garcia glove, the Argentina looking flag glove, and he was like, man, hell no. These gloves ain't got no padding. Bro, the gloves ain't got no padding. That's what Floyd said. Floyd been boxing so long, he jugged his hand in the little glove and immediately knew this was not up to factory standards. This was not up to par. Floyd was like, man, hell no. Hard work, dedication. These gloves ain't got no padding. Bro, Floyd said the gloves ain't got no padding. I promise you that will not happen in a high-profile fight, especially when Errol Spence is the A side. Derek James and them is not going for them. I don't know. David Evanesian, he let Crawford swing on him with them Dragon Ball Z gloves or whatever. With them, bro, them gloves look terrible. Bud gloves, like you literally got gloves off of Wish, and Omaha was just like, all right, these is cool. All right, Bud, go ahead and finish them off then, Bud. All right. Bro, Omaha had bruh man from the 5th floor as the commission, and they didn't even know they didn't even know what to do. When his gloves exploded and turned into bare knuckle gloves or whatever happened to his glove, bruh man with the Omaha commission was like, they like, look at his gloves. They're all tattered up and ruined. And bruh man was like, I just let him fight. Fight's almost over anyway. Eyes be in the back make me a sandwich. Do your thing, bud. All right. Bro, the commission is dumb as hell in Omaha. They don't know what they're doing, bro. Because no other commission would have accepted that. They like, look at the gloves. They look good to me. Them gloves, all right. Let Bud fight. Bro, man, that was Bud's homie from high school, cuz. Dead homies. Listen, on Dead Homies, that must have been his friend or something. They literally let him fight with them gloves from Van Damme's kickboxer. When they dipped it, remember they dipped it in glued glass when he was fighting Tong Po? Bro, remember when my boy Van Damme had to fight Tong Po in the final match? That was Bud. Bud had the Tong Po specials. He dipped it in glue glass and try, come on, hey, come on, Nasu cow, but bro, with the Nasu cow gloves. My lean good far. Bro, Bud straight out of kickboxer, late 80s. When he's like, my lean good far. No! Bro, when Tong Po R-word his girl and he found out, my boy Van Damme lost it. He said, my lean good far. Van Damme heard that. Bro, Tong Po, he did the Jason Love, Adam 22, and bumped uglies with his girl. And Van Damme found out about, Van Damme felt like Adam 22. Lean it up, plug. My lean good far. Van Damme, no! Bro, Van Damme be flexing for no reason. Bro, tell me, bro, Van Damme flex. I was obsessed with Van Damme. Bro, that's one of my idols, bro. Bro, listen. Van Damme flex or do the splits. Like it could be a romantic comedy. And she was, what are you doing? Do you want to marry me? Bro, like this a roman. It could be a horror movie. Van Damme gonna find a way to do the splits. Bro. I promise you, my boy Van Damme stay doing the splits for no reason. Just cause he can. Hey, smash the likes. What are you doing? I need y'all to. I'm really hitting the splits though. I'm really that dude. Bro, I'm hitting the split. I wish y'all could see my legs. Pause. Listen. I'm basically doing the splits right now. Hold on. Dim mock. No. Bottom one. Okay. What? Bro, I'm the Jean-Claude Van Damme JCVD of boxing. I'm really hitting the splits doing the live stream, bro. I'm really him. It's me, man. Mali. Good. No! That's the gloves Crawford had, bro. He had them Tong Po gloves in Omaha. Hey, smash it like. Hey, Lionheart was a beast, bro. When they was in that garage. That man said Lionheart. I gotta watch that again, bro. Bro, Bud gloves look crazy. They look crazy. That's not gonna happen in the Spence fight. So the first fight you try to orchestrate by yourself, you did 11 years with Top Rank. Never once did your gloves explode. You do one fight thinking you the man, and like, man, I got the hedge fund. You got the hedge fund and all that. You do one event on your own, and it's laughable. And your gloves, both of them explode. They exploded. Bro, both of his gloves was exploded. Bro, Bud thought he outsmarted the system. Excuse me. Bro, listen, Bud thought he outsmarted the system. He did one that's why fighters, people, like, listen, fighters be like, oh, let's do it without the promoters. We ain't need no stinking promoters. Who care about a promoter? We don't need that. We do it, make the cut and then the event be looking like that. Bro, BLK got a wrinkly backdrop. Bro, they had an ashy backdrop. This what happens when the fighters do it, because they miss those details. I ain't never seen Brittany Goosen promote a fight, TGB Promotions, and they promote a fight with the wrinkly backdrop. Like, y'all ain't got no iron back here, cuh. Bro, I promise you, dead homies, Broner had a wrinkly backdrop behind him. It was ashy. It needed some lotion, some Jergens, some Aveeno. And you know I'm telling the truth. But that's what happens. Like, Bud tried to get with janky promoters or whatever the situation was going on. And he like did it himself, his glove. So Broner got the ashy backdrop and didn't even fight on the platform on Black Planet. It was wrinkly as hell. It looked like the Golden Girl. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you back again. Bro, it looked like all the Golden Girls rolled in one. Wrinkly backdrop. Bud gloves blew up on national TV or platform TV. Bro, his gloves exploded on TV, bro. They had graphics, like the tail of the tape graphics, ain't messing with my first look tail of the tape. It looked like Sega Genesis, 32-bit. He had the graphics was on some Sega. Bro, I promise you, I am not lying. When they said Bud, and they showed his height, and they showed his weight, and the reach, and the tail of the tape, they had a Sega Genesis like graphics, Cruising USA graphics on my screen, and Bud was like this. It looked like an old video game, bro. I didn't know if it was Bud versus Avalanche or Tekken 3. I was looking for Eddie Gordo. Bro, I promise you on Dead Homies, I was looking for Eddie Gordo, bro. I was looking for Paul and Jack because I thought I was playing Tekken 3. It looked horrible. So Bud said all this stuff, and then he fought on this Black Planet app or whatever. They didn't do the backdrop. The graphics look like Sega. It looked like Altered Beast. Welcome to your doom. Hey, listen, who remember Altered Beast? Hold on. Bro, who remembers Altered Beast? Rise. Welcome to your doom. Bro, I used to love that game. Hold on. I know y'all remember that. Bro, who remembers Altered Beast on Sega? That's what Bud was fighting on. That's what he fought Avalanche. Welcome to your doom. Hold on. I gotta, y'all, yeah. Bro, that man really popped up out the grave and said, welcome to your doom. It's over. Bro, Bud was on Altered Beast. Switching styles. Hold on. Right. Welcome. Hold on. I think I found it, yo. Listen. I think I found it, yo. Bro, I think I found it. Hold on. Smash the like button. I think I found it.
Welcome to your doom.
Bro, I don't know how well. Bud fought on Mario Kart 64 with Donkey Kong. Oh, hold on. Bro, did y'all? I don't know if y'all can hear this. Hold on.
Welcome to your doom.
I told you I would be lying. Welcome to your doom. Bro, Bud fought on. He fought on Welcome to Your Doom. I'm done, bro. Bro, Bud on SNES. Balrog. Oh my gosh, bro. Bud was on Nintendo, Ninja Gaiden, Double Dragon, Bad Dudes. Them graphics was horrible, bro. Bro, you made the graphics on. I don't know where they did that, bro. See, Bud, he tried to do things his way. And this is what tripped me out about Bud, bro. I remember Golden Axe. This would trip me. I think it had like a bear, like a man body with a bear head or something. Bro, my memory is crazy. It was like some weird, like half man, half bear head. Hold on, I remember that. Golden Axe. I remember like a bear head or some kind of like tiger head on a man body or something weird. Maybe that was a different game. I don't know. Bro, this look this look like Bud graphics right here. Bro, what is that game with the bear? There's like a bear head or something. That might have been Altered Beast, to be honest. Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, I literally thought I had a PS1 out. I thought I had like hooked up the PS1 when I was watching Bud versus Evanescence. Bro, I was waiting for EA Sports. It's in the game. I was waiting for that. You know what I mean? Like as they were like announcing the fight, there was like a little intermission. And I was just waiting for Cuz to come on and be like, EA Sports. It's in the game. But it never happened, so I don't know. You know, maybe he quit or something. Spence is Bud's toughest fight. Bud isn't Spence's. Ooh. Shout out to Raymond Blue. EA Sports. It's in the game. Shout out to Ray Smith. Alter Beast, legendary game. Let's go. So anyway, Bud, Mr. Want to do himself, and now he's doing what I told you he needed to. See, like, that's what I'm saying, accountability. How y'all mad at me? What you mad at me for? Everything I said Bud should do, he's now doing, and now we're all happy. But he thought he like, oh, I'm just going to go to Black Planet. They the new wave. All right. Why are you not fighting on Black Planet anymore? Hey, boo-boo. Bro. Anyway, them gloves exploded. That's not finna happen. Like, what is Bud's biggest angle? Like, tell somebody break it down. And here's the other thing. Like, people are like, oh, he got all stoppages. He got all stoppages against who he fought when he fought them. Like, y'all want me to abandon, like context. Bro, I'm going to ask a true question. If Jaron Ennis today, the guy you just seen fight Roman Villa, if he fought every single, let's say they never fought Bud Crawford, but whatever shape that they entered the Bud Crawford fight, so whatever pre-existing injury, whatever recent performances, whatever their record was, whatever they were coming from and coming into that fight, if Jaron Ennis fought everybody that Bud fought at welterweight, would the outcomes be any, would Bud or would Boots Ennis lose any of those fights? That's a serious hand over heart question. If Boots, the way he looked like with Villa, that's his most recent fight, if he fought every single person that but Jeff Horn, coming off a robbery Pacquiao win, Jose Benavidez, after he had been shot in the leg and he only had 2 tune-ups with Top Rank, Amir Khan, 1/2 fights from being decimated from Canelo. Mean Machine coming off a Ray Robinson draw where he should have lost. Sean Porter coming off a 450 plus day layoff. David Amnesia coming off whatever the hell he was coming off of. Would Boots still be undefeated, or would he have lost? Come on, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. Stop playing with me. Y'all gotta stop playing with me. Boots, and here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Boots would have did it quicker. That's what y'all really sleeping on. That's what y'all really sleeping. Boots, it ain't gonna take 6 rounds to get Amir Khan out. Bro, I would put so much money on that. If there was a betting line where will Boots stop Amir Khan at that point in 5 rounds or less, and then if I bet $1,000, I would get $10,000. I literally would bet that. I would bet large sums of money that Amir Khan doesn't go to the 6th round with Boots Ennis. I promise you. If he was the same Amir Khan that Bud fought. So Bud keeps trying to justify his resume. The guys weren't coming off great wins. They weren't coming off great activity. They hadn't looked sensational against a sensational name. Period. Errol Spence, his resume and pedigree is different. Ego, do you think Boots would have KO'd Mikey? I mean, he could. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Mikey's tough, though. Mikey sparred with Pacquiao and Edwin Valero. Maybe he got a man-style chin. I mean, we ain't never really seen Mikey hurt too many fights other than the Errol Spence fight. So that's a toss-up. Maybe he does. But what does that got to do with anything? You just randomly said that, I guess, to compare? Bro, see, this I'm trying to tell you. This is why these young boys can't beat me. This is why they can't beat me. Like, there's no compare and contrast because nobody's questioning Errol Spence's resume. So, it doesn't even matter if we go through everyone Errol fought and all that. Nobody's questioning his resume. So, it's not the same point that I'm making. You dig? People, I tell you all the time, people want to argue for the sake of arguing. I'm not really here for that. I'm not trying, Bud's resume is in question. He admits it's in question because on the virtual press conference, he said, oh, man, people on Instagram, they don't know what they're talking about. They're making fun of my resume. So he's aware of this. Errol Spence has never, listen, I'll give a free $100 out if you show me an interview where Errol Spence had to justify his resume because he said the fans were on Instagram talking bad about his resume. Boop. Bro, $100. Listen, y'all can make $100 in seconds. That's basically free money. All you got to do is produce the receipts because you know good and damn well Errol Spence ain't never said that. But that's what I'm saying. Here's an example. I'm taller than average. These are the facts. I never have to justify my height. I'm not saying I'm the tallest person that's ever lived because I'm not. However, I'm pretty comfortable with my height. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to justify it. I don't have to wear shoes with boosties and stuff like that. If I wore high heels and shoes with the high heels and skater shoes, I would be insanely, I would be even taller. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. But I know Napoleon Complex dudes that are shorter and they want to appear taller. So they wear the platform type of shoes with the thick, the platform part is this big. You dig? So again, when something is just naturally the case, naturally occurring, you don't really have to justify it. You don't have to explain it. It's kind of well understood. You know what I mean? Whatever. Just like Mike Tyson, he don't have to people, they want to know about my power. Bro, we know you have power. He don't have to Mike Tyson would never get on in his prime or whatever. If social media existed, he wouldn't get on and be like, everybody's bashing me. They keep bashing me about my power. They say I lack power. They would never say that because no one said that. No one said Mike Tyson lacked power of all things. So he doesn't have to get on wax and in interviews trying to justify his power. Everybody knew he had power. Do you see what I'm saying? I think it's pretty clear the way I'm making it, but the reason Terrence Crawford has to constantly explain his resume and like, man, God, they say when I fought Deary Jean, they say Deary Jean could beat me. No one said that though. Nobody said that, bud. When I fought Mean Machine, they said I was the underdog. Bro, you know what it feels like? It feels like Bud wants to be Floyd Mayweather so bad, bro. I truly feel that. Who agrees with me? Let's just start there. Let's get the likes up. Bud wants to be Floyd Mayweather. This might be controversial, but before I explain, does anyone agree with me? And then I'll explain and then maybe see if I've convinced a few of you. I really think that, bro. Okay, so let me explain. Am I saying that Bud Crawford literally wants to be in Floyd's body and like everything? No, I don't mean like that. But what I mean is the standard, the gold standard, the high standard, the aura, the controversy, everything surrounding Floyd, Bud wants that to be applicable to his career, but you don't have Floyd's career. You didn't do what Floyd did, so it's completely different. This man said I disagree on that one. I didn't even explain it. Y'all hilarious, bro. See, this is what you get from boxing fans. I'm not even done explaining. I barely just even started explaining. He said, I disagree. I don't agree with you, man. I don't agree with what you're saying. Bud doesn't want to be like Floyd. See, that's what I'm saying. People like that, they disagree. I didn't even explain why I'm saying this. But whatever. So anyway, Bud Crawford wants things that were applicable to Floyd Money Mayweather to be like he's acting like he's in the same boat as Floyd Mayweather, but you're not in the same boat as Floyd Mayweather. Like he wants probably like the recognition that Floyd got. He wants the paycheck that Floyd got. He thinks his skills equate to him. He should have gotten $100 million check like Floyd did. That's what I mean by wanting to be like Floyd. You want that aura. You want that, like, here's an example. When Floyd was active, people actually hated on him, meaning people took his illustrious resume and they downed it, said, oh, man, but Canelo was too young. They were nitpicking, trying to find ways to discredit Floyd. So he wants it to be one and the same with his particular resume and situation. But it's not, because people were going out of their way to discredit Floyd. Oh, Marquez was too small. Marquez was the best lightweight, and he's doing what Jermell Charlo is about to do. And he was clearly powerful even at 47 because he knocked out Pacquiao later at 47. Floyd skunked him, dropped him, coming off a 2-year layoff. Case closed. People like, oh, Ricky Hatton, no, but you weren't saying that when he beat Costa Zoo. You see what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, I think Terrence Crawford, he wants everything, like he's acting like he's Floyd, and everything that Floyd went through, he's going through. Like Floyd went through the old media scrutiny where no matter what he did, no matter who he beat, no matter how well he beat him, he was always criticized. Everything was under a microscope. Bud, I think, has that same belief, and he thinks he's unjustly being like nitpicked and crucified for his resume, but in actuality, it's not the same, because Floyd would fight Canelo undefeated, just beat Austin Trout. Clearly he was a good fighter because you've seen what he did after the fight, and so on and so forth. And people would like find a way to discredit. People are discrediting Bud because of who he fought and when they fought him and what condition and status they were in when he fought him. That's completely different. Yeah, Tank is closer to Floyd with the can't please anybody type of thing. Like Isak Cruz is a beast. Like he's a nice little fighter. You know, he's a cool fighter. So for Tank to beat him with one hand deserves a lot of credit. Hector Luis Garcia just beat Chris Colbert, moved up, and Tank dog walked him for real and stopped him, made him quit. You know, and he just beat a undefeated, bigger Ryan Garcia. They said was so explosive and power. Now he had to switch his trainer and blah, blah, blah. So Tank is a true example of the Mayweather effect. Crawford is acting like the Mayweather effect applies to him. Man, I just can't get no credit till I retire. No, that's not true. If you didn't re-sign to Top Rank, everybody was rocking with Terrence Crawford. Everybody. In the HBO days, everybody was just rocking with Crawford because he was looking beastie, ambidextrous, backing it up, all that, right? Where Crawford went wrong is he moved up and he stayed with Top Rank so long and they couldn't provide the fights that he needed or the exposure that he needed. And then at the end of that journey, you're stuck with a limited resume, particularly in the welterweight category and the welterweight sort, you know, and now you're upset because people aren't giving you the recognition. You literally fought for one title in the welterweight class, one title. And that was your first fight at welterweight. What did you think was going to happen when you never fought another champion again? Like an active champion. And so, like, bro, listen, oh my gosh, bro. Okay, I'm trying to make this as smooth as possible. And I know I'm doing a great job, but follow me. Your only reason you are a champion at welterweight is because you have a belt. One belt that you got from a guy who shouldn't have had a belt, Jeff Horn, because he didn't beat Pacquiao. It's not a hard concept to understand. So realistically, Errol Spence should already be undisputed. Who agrees with me? Errol Spence, if we're really being honest, should be undisputed right now. Not July 29th. He should be undisputed right now. Smash the like button, I'll explain. The reason Errol should be is if you look at the pedigree, Jeff Horn did not beat Pacquiao. It was his last fight with Top Rank. It was in Australia. The biased judges or whatever robbed Pacquiao. So things being equal, and if we didn't live in a cutthroat, dirty world of boxing where, you know, the Rolly fight gets stopped for no reason and things like that don't constantly keep happening, Adelaide Burr scorecards on the Canelo fight, if none of that existed, Pacquiao won, which means that was Pacquiao's last loss up until the Ordenis Ugas fight, right? Follow me. So Pacquiao really beat Jeff Horn, so he would have still been a champion. So he would have fought against Keith Thurman, and he dropped him in the first round and beat Keith Thurman, split decision. Then the pandemic happened, so he took some time off, and then he did not lose until he unified or consolidated with your Dennis Ugas. So Errol already beat Ugas coming off of the Pacquiao fight. So Pacquiao would have actually lost his belt to the guy he lost his belt to, Ugas, and then Ugas would have then lost 2 belts to Errol Spence last April or May when Errol and Ugas fought. Crawford literally wouldn't have never been a champion. That's why Errol Spence should already be undisputed. If they didn't rob Pacquiao, then that means he didn't lose until Ugas. So he would have beat Keith Thurman like he did, and he would have retained his belt, beat Keith Thurman for the WBA or whatever it was, and then he took some time off, and then he did not lose until Ugas, and then Ugas would have collected that belt, and then went into the Errol Spence fight with 2 belts, and then Errol clearly beat Ugas in Cyclops' eye, and then Errol would have already been undisputed. The only reason he's not is because Jeff Horn and the robbery in the Pacquiao fight. All facts. And that's off the top of the dome. Because I'm great. See, a lot of people pretend to be great. I show you I'm great. So that's why. So again, imagine Crawford. Your claim to fame is beating a champion who was a short-lived. Even if you thought Jeff Horn won, which was garbage to me, but even if you thought he won, bro, he was a once and done champion. Literally, he literally beat Pacquiao allegedly. Even if you thought that was the right outcome, all right, and then he immediately lost, never to really be hurt again. He then went to lose, struggle with Zarafa, lose to him, lose to Tim Tszyu. Bro, so how can I really rate that as like this is a quality? Like, bro, it was such a short-lived champion. Now, the same thing happened with Ugas. His reign as a champion was short-lived, but here's the caveat. He should have been a champion because I thought he beat Sean Porter. So he already should have been a champion there, but they didn't see it that way. So he became a champion fighting Pacquiao, and then he immediately fought Errol Spence, so then he lost. So I'm not going to hold that with the same, in the same regard, because he lost to the number one guy in the division with the most belts. So if Ugas fought somebody not named Errol Spence or like a Jerron Boot, like someone who's extremely talented straight away, he'd probably still be a champion right now. You know what I mean? But he fought the top of the totem pole straight after. That's why his reign was short-lived. You see what I'm saying? And you can't say that for Jeff Horn because Terrence Crawford wasn't even of the weight class. He was at 140, and Jeff Horn was Crawford's first fight at 147, and he got mopped up. So Crawford really hadn't even established himself until that fight. So Jeff Horn, again, is losing to a guy who never had even acclimated to the division, didn't even have a fight at that. Ugas lost to a guy who's been doing the same thing to everybody at welterweight. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard for me to see Crawford victorious here. The more I start breaking it down, because he doesn't have the top rank engine to protect him. Clever matchmaking and catching guys at certain times and stuff. You know, it's funny because you got some fans who will condemn Canelo, and I'm not anti that because Canelo does some BS too, and I talk about that. But I'm also talking about it with Bud. But some people will bash Canelo for fighting Yildirim and stuff like that. That's fair game. I ain't mad at that. But they not bashing Crawford. So again, many people in boxing are fake. They are fake and they are biased because you only want to torture Canelo. So you got dudes who are willing to torture a Mexican fighter and say, oh, why he fight Yildirim? Why he fight Billy Joe Saunders or whatever? But then they're not going to analyze Crawford's resume. And here's the difference between Canelo and Crawford is Canelo be doing some BS, which we know. The totality of his career, he got like 50, 60 fights. He got a better resume. So even with the BS and taking fights Rocky Fielding and junk like that we really don't want to see, his resume is still has names that he fought like Floyd and Austin Trout and Triple G and Lada. Crawford don't have that many names like that, like the Bivos and stuff. Hey, bro, name a Bivo he fought recently. Name a Bivo level person. Canelo moved up in weight. And fought a bigger technical fighter who was undefeated and is very good, and then went on to beat Zordo Ramirez, who's way bigger than him. Ego, you're the GOAT. What do you recommend someone still learning fundamentals, better understand the whole aspect of boxing? Just watch it. Watch like the classic fighters, Aaron Pryor, Arguello, Sugar Ray, like even older than that. You know what I mean? Like the Willie Peps and Ray Robinson is considered the GOAT. Shakur in sparring. I mean, the thing is, Shakur is probably good work for anybody because he's a talented southpaw. But I struggle to believe that Shakur can give the exact look of an Errol Spence because he doesn't have the size and the strength that Errol Spence possesses really 2 divisions ahead of where he's at. So I don't even know if that's an identical look. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Willie Monroe is not a big puncher. He's a southpaw, but he's not a big puncher. Shakur Stevenson's at 35. I mean, how can you emulate Errol Spence's presence? Like, Shakur never broke somebody's orbital that I'm aware of. I'm not going to say never. Let me not say never, but it's not repeatedly happening where he's melting guys' faces off. And even if he was, it would be at 26, 30, 35, blah, blah, blah. So that's a far cry from the pressure and presence and power, the 3 Ps, pressure, presence, power, that Errol Spence possesses at a higher weight. So all you can do is get sharp work from a lighter fighter that can't mirror. There's certain like, okay, if I'm trying to think of somebody. Like, that's like if I'm about to fight Wilder and then I spar with Caleb Plant. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, Caleb Plant is an excellent fighter. He's dope. But Caleb Plant can't give me the look of sparring Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Of a headgearless fight with Wilder. Do you see what I'm saying? Only thing he can do is push you in sparring and just make sure you're sharp, P's and Q's, stuff like that. But he can't mirror Wilder's power. Because if he had Wilder power, then he would knock everyone out at 168. Does that make sense? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So I feel like that's not a mirror image. Like, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard for you to mirror anybody. Julian sent the Cash App. Mad wasn't Al chosen one after Floyd insecure guy. I'm not really sure what you're saying there. I'm just saying like, or even like we can do, it doesn't have to be as drastic as Wilder. Like, Caleb Plant can give you great sparring, but he can't mimic Arthur Beterbiev power. Do you see what I'm saying? That's just either, it's like maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. You know what I mean? Caleb Plant or Ronald Ellis or whoever, Kieron Davis. There's a lot of guys that can probably give you great work, but they're not going to be able to match the intensity and presence and power of Arthur Beterbiev if they're not hitting like Arthur Beterbiev to begin with. Does that make sense? So, I mean, I don't really know. That's maybe, I don't know how many people he has, so I don't really care. Like, I don't know. That could just be tail end work. It could be, I don't know. I don't know how many people he's sparring. So hopefully he got some guys that are like, whatever Errol is, they fight more like that. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's why you see like Floyd sometimes be sparring bigger guys. Not like he spars smaller guys too, but sometimes it's just a bit like if he's fighting Maidana, he might spar a bigger guy. He might spar a middleweight. You see what I'm saying? Because he got to get prepared for a rugged fight and taking punches from a bigger guy, so he's acclimated. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just depends on sparring. Is like you would probably try to tailor make it to whoever you're fighting. But anyway, yeah, Errol should really already be undisputed, people. Like, Jeff Horn, is he really, like, literally the reason Crawford is a champion right now is Jeff Horn. And see, Crawford doesn't seem to understand this with his resume. He, like, thinks people just like, oh, everyone's just hating. They don't know boxing. That's what he's going to say. But the reality is this. Some of these dudes like myself do know boxing. It's just we're not impressed with how the matchmaking panned out for your career. Like, for example, y'all know I'm high up on Jaron Ennis. His last opponent, Villa. Name somebody at welterweight if they never fought Crawford and then remove Crawford's name when Crawford fought these people. If Roman Villa fought any of those guys, would any of Crawford's opponents at that time beat the Roman Villa that fought Ellis and Jaron Ennis? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, if Roman Villa fought everyone Crawford fought at welterweight, who would definitely beat? So the same conditions, whatever their last 3 fights were, whatever age they were, whatever status they entered the Crawford fight with. If that guy that Jaron Ennis just fought, Roman Villa fought all of those guys, would he lose to any of them? If so, who? So, Kell Brook hadn't made welterweight in 3 years. Would Kell Brook beat Roman Villa? Sean Porter was on a 450-plus day layoff, coming off the Sebastian Formella performance before that. Would he beat Roman Villa? Amir Khan. I tell you right now, Amir Khan ain't beating Villa. He ain't got the chin. Bro, Villa was like the Terminator. Like, between Rashidi Ellis and Jerron Ennis, they landed an amazing selection of punches on him, and he literally didn't go anywhere until he finally went somewhere in like the 10th, 11th round or whatever for boots only. Floyd analogy is valid. I know. Folks always complain about who Floyd fought. Bud Field's attack on his resume are like the ones Floyd used to get. The difference is Floyd was fighting champions. Boom. We got another Cash App from Julian Curry. No message. I got you. Appreciate it. Gamboa with Smoke Villa. I'm not even entertaining that. Bro, I think Villa beat probably any of those dudes that Crawford fought. Just because he's like damn near indestructible and got heart and relentless with some power. I know Amir Khan wouldn't beat him. I don't think Jeff Horn didn't stop a pushing 40 Pacquiao, who's way smaller. He couldn't stop Crawford, who just got to the weight class. He never hurt him. So I don't know. I would pick Roman Villa. Nah, Villa, I'm telling you, Villa, as long as he's not too banged up from taking all that punishment versus Boots, he could still beat somebody in the division, bro. If he don't lose a step, like lose his like confidence and stuff like that, he can still give guys major fits. The only one you could question is Porter. But here's my thing. The Porter that showed up to fight Crawford was on a 450-day layoff, and his last performance, and no one's talking about this, leave it to your boy Ego. Why am I the only one that talks about these things? Like, do you fools listen to boxing or do you just skim through it? The reality is this. No one but me is talking about this. Porter is a talented fighter, for sure. However, you have to question, was he 1 foot out, 1 foot in, based on, one, this. See, I'm dropping too much heat. This is Sean Porter walking out for the Crawford fight, people. I told you these young boys can't beat me. What does that say? Last fought. What does that say, people? Last fought 455 days ago. Bro, what are y'all talking about? Bro, he was out of, so he lost it. I'm going to tell you how this works because y'all don't know boxing. I'm the best in the business. Bro. So, this is how it went down. Sean Porter had a war and got dropped and lost to Errol Spence Jr., lost his title. In 2019, Errol got in a car accident, so he was out the way for a minute. In that 2020 year, Sean Porter started the Porterweight podcast and became a podcaster and started producing episodes of his podcast. In addition to, he was already a PBC commentator, so they had that show Inside of Fox PBC with Kate Abdo. So he was doing all that type of stuff, and then they end up canceling that show and pulling the show, but then he was still doing commentary for PBC. Then he was doing commentary for NBC, Ring City, running his podcast, and he was doing occasional spots like on Triller. Remember when Triller had Oscar De La Hoya, I think Donald Trump and Snoop Dogg, all these people, and Mount Westmore. Sean Porter was doing commentary on those. So he was doing basically 3 or 4 commentary gigs plus his own podcast, and he was on a 455-day layoff. Do you really want to tell me this is the one that was single-mindedly focused on boxing that Errol, Danny, and Keith fought? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Kenny told you to play. Kenny Porter told you that my son wasn't listening to me in training camp. I was trying to push him. And Sean Porter said it post-fight. He's like, my dad wanted things, and I just couldn't get it out, blah, blah, blah. So, again, you fought Podcast Porter. And he was commentating on DAZN. Okay, so, again, you're like, bro, you know how the saying goes. I think it's Hagler. It's hard to get up and run 8 miles in silk pajamas. Sean Porter was getting checks from multiple commentary jobs, plus trying to start a YouTube channel. How are you going to be? And he had a kid in this time. See, I'm not trying to make excuses. These are all facts. And he had a kid and got married, domesticated during these times. And he was out the ring. Like, so even if he wasn't doing none of that, he was still out the ring 455 days. I just showed you. I just told you. That's the literal fact of where Sean Porter was. 455 days. I'm showing you. Because I'm the best in the business. And these young boys can't beat me. So he got like more jobs than the Jamaican. I'm a doctor, a lawyer, dentist. Yeah, man. Bro, like their family on The Living Color, the Jamaicans, the Yaman, he was on his Jamaican and he had 18 jobs. So I find it hard to believe that he is the same fighter. Like how okay, if you fought Errol Spence, you didn't have a podcast. That's a fact. Showtime on Inside Fox wasn't even a thing. I don't believe. You didn't have the kid, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have a kid. Triller wasn't even around. So you didn't have nothing else to focus on really but boxing. You see what I'm saying? Like the reason why this is significant, I know some people are like, oh, you're making excuses. Kiss my ass. It's facts. The reason why it's significant because not all the fights occurred in like one city. Like the Triller fight could have been in Florida. So he don't live in Florida. So if you live on the West Coast, that means you got to go to another time zone. If the PBC card is in, the Armory, you got to go to Minnesota. You're in a different time zone than where you live. And you staying up because you got kids and stuff like that. And you just got married and honeymoons and bro. And then again, Crawford's claim to fame is like, man, what did I do to Porter that Errol couldn't do? Errol didn't fight a distracted Porter, nor were they like best of friends. Completely different situations. And Errol didn't fight him coming off a 455-day layoff. In fact, he was coming off the Ugas performance. But don't worry, I got to unpack coming. I'm about to unpack that. I'm about to unpack that. I know that sounds suspect, but again, the Bud Buddies, they be like, ooh, what? Ego, you're hating. Ooh. But one thing they won't do is prove me wrong. I can guarantee you that. They can say whatever they want, but they won't prove me wrong. So just for contrast, y'all listen, if y'all want me to destroy all the haters who doubt my greatness, say push the button. Push the goddamn button. Everybody type, bro, I'm about to push the button on y'all. I'm a George push the button. Y'all wish I was fronting. Everybody type push the button if you want me to push the button and execute like only I know how to do. Shout out to Diacona. I'm your Huckleberry. Bro, I'm your Huckleberry. I know my stuff. I know y'all, man. I know my stuff. Like, man, I'm unsubscribing. I hate this channel. Y'all Daisy if you do. Yeah, I'm straight up creasy. Man on fire. Y'all Daisy if you do. This is Sean Porter walking out to the Crawford fight. Once again, It shows you. This is not even, I didn't make this graphic. ESPN did. It shows you. Crawford was coming off the Sebastian Formella fight, and he was on a 455-day layoff. Everybody, if you can see that, where it says last fight, 455 days, type 455 so everyone can see this on the playback. If you see it on the screen right now, it says Sean Porter last fight was 455 days ago. Please just type 455. Chill, I got this. Okay, so everybody, if you can't hear my voice, then hopefully you can read in the chat. He was on a 455-day layoff. That is over 1 year when he fought Terrence Crawford. Mind you, the fight was really competitive until the end. And he wasn't a champion. For contrast, he didn't have all those miscellaneous jobs that I just mentioned. And when Errol Spence fought, people were like, oh, Errol couldn't do this to him. Because guess what? He had just fought a tough fight with Yordenis Ugas where he had to cut his hair to make weight in March. And then he fought against Errol Spence Jr. that same year in September. So he was sharp. He fought the man, Errol Spence. 1, when he was a champion. 2, it was 6 months after he had another technical fight against a bigger, very good guy in Yordenis Ugas, who comes from the Cuban boxing school, who dropped him, who is going to give you a good fight and later became a champion. I'm still undefeated. Bro, so that's what I'm saying. Y'all goofy. Like, oh, Errol didn't do all this. The fight with Errol is much tougher, as it should be. Because like Errol Spence said, when I fought these guys, they had something to lose. They had something to lose. Sean Porter had a WBC belt to lose. Kell Brook was undefeated at welterweight. So Kell Brook had an IBF. That's the only reason Errol got the fight, because he was an IBF mandatory. And he had been ducked by Konstantin Ponomarov multiple times. Abel Sanchez will let you know, right? And he finally got his shot, so he had something to lose. Even though he lost, see, in Terrence Crawford's mind, his talking point is, oh, but Triple G. Man, that's old media talking point. Triple G was at middleweight. He was undefeated at welterweight and still a champion at welterweight. No welterweight did what Errol Spence did to him. Yeah, you're supposed to get beat up if you move up and fight a guy on a 21 knockout streak who has power like Triple G and is bigger than you. That's not really that surprising. But knowing that welterweight did what Errol did. That's why Errol keep telling you, yeah, I beat his other eye. I took that other eye. Like, he's telling you. So once again, Errol Spence is being forthright with all the information, and it all adds up. So all the idiots in my comment section, they keep saying like, oh, but Errol's fight was tougher. It should be. If you fight a guy who's a champion and he just fought a tough fight with Ugas 6 months before, and you don't like each other, because Errol's like, man, you an in-shape street fighter. You fight like you drowning. And he was clowning his shoes and all that. Versus Crawford and Crawford and Porter like, oh, we're friends. And you see Crawford just, he been on Porterweight podcast like 5-6 times since they fought. What y'all talking about, bro? So they're clearly friends. There's pictures of them paintballing together after the fight. So they told you this was not like this big conspiracy. They told you they were friends before they even fought. Errol Spence, he don't kick it with nobody that he ain't like really come up with. He kicking with his family and like Texans, and you know what I mean? So it's like mind-boggling that some people in boxing are trying to pretend to be so dense that they can't understand one man fought a more like valiant version of Porter. It's like crazy. Like, okay, I'm the best at my job. It's not even close at this point, because I know I'm illustrating this stuff and it's not even deniable. Like, you can't even deny what I'm saying. If there is 2 firehouses, right? Hey, y'all got to get the likes up, though. Hold on. Let's get the lights up. Can y'all get the lights up? I'm out here cooking. Yeah, the light should be over 400. Let's work. Okay, I'm going to keep rapping. So, if there are two firehouses, one gets a call and everybody slides down the pole, hop in the trunk with the gear and the helmets and axes and all that, and they respond to a one alarm fire. So when it comes to like backdrafts and house fires and stuff, there's a ranking system. And I'm not a firefighter, so I don't know all the technicalities, but I do know that I know what I know. There's a ranking system, kind of like how a hospital has a triage. The person gets shot in the head with a bullet in their head, the bullet's still lodged in their head, they're going to get seen before the person who just has a migraine because this is life-threatening. That's what a triage is, right? So firefighters pretty much have a triage system, a ranking system for fires that they're responding to. Depending on how out of control it is ranked by alarms. So on the lower scale, like more manageable fire that's easier to put out, that'd be a 1 alarm fire. The highest is a 5 alarm fire, right? Y'all gotta follow with me. Just pay attention. If two firehouses responded to separate fires, Firehouse A they drive the truck out, respond to a 1 alarm fire. Firehouse B, they get in their vehicle, their truck, and respond to a 5 alarm fire, which is the highest in terms of severity, meaning this building is ablaze, the fire is spreading, there's potential casualties, like it's a wildfire, whatever. It's a 5 alarm fire, right? They finally put both fires out. Can you imagine if people were as idiotic as boxing fans and they had the nerve to tell Firehouse B, who just put out a 5 alarm fire, man, it took you longer to put out the 5 alarm fire than Firehouse A that put out a 1 alarm fire. Duh. Of course, if they responded to a smaller fire, of course they're going to be able to contain it and put out that fire easier. Versus if the whole building, you know what I'm saying, like on some like rest in peace, but like some 9/11 type of crazy scenario, ground zero, that's going to be harder to contain. That's exactly my analogy when it comes to the versions of Porter that Errol got in 2019 versus Terrence Crawford when he fought him in 2022. Terrence Crawford when he fought him in 2022. I don't know why I unmuted. Hold on. So fire is fire is a fire, but not really. There's different severities to a fire, right? He fought him in 2021. And again, he was a podcaster and all that. So again, I'm not ranking that the same when I know one's a 5 alarm fire. The version, because here's the thing too. Let's be real. The version of Sean Porter that showed up versus Errol, he would be hard to beat at that time. He would give Danny Garcia a problem. Because if you think about it, Danny Garcia and Sean Porter did fight, and it was already a close fight. Kell Brook and Sean Porter did fight, and it was already a close fight. Keith Thurman and Sean Porter did fight, and it was already a close fight. He seemed especially dialed in for the Errol Spence fight and laser focused on a mission. So I think that version of Sean Porter would have been very hard to beat at that specific time. You know what I mean? Because of how focused and laser, if he was laser focused and insanely conditioned, got a chin, you know what I mean? Like he would have been harder to beat. Not like, oh, he's a part-time boxer, part-time podcasting, part-time commentator, got kids, domesticated, got married. Like, come on, bro. Because listen, years later, when Crawford fought him, the fight was still close. Like, if we're really being honest, Bomac even told you, he's like, hey, they got him up on the scorecards. So the fight it wasn't out of hand for Crawford, but it was still close. So again, just like I said with my firehouse analogy, you're going to give more credit to the firehouse B that put out the 5-alarm fire. Even though it took a little bit longer, they dealt with a more severe and sinister fire that could have been very ugly. I mean, credit to the person that put out the 1-alarm fire, but I'm not giving them the same credit, period. And boxing is the same way. You got to know what you are talking about, and you got to put things in context and know who the fighters were at this specific point in time to give credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody beat Antonio Margarito right now, bro, he got one eye or something. Like, Pacquiao messed his eye up. That's not the Paul Williams Margarito. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not giving it the same credit. But again, y'all want to play with me because y'all know about boxing, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. And everything I laid out is absolute facts. You can check it. I'm out. Everybody have a good Friday. Everybody be safe. Tank Davis is free. Don't celebrate too hard. Tank Davis, can't wait to see what his next move is. July 29th can't come soon enough. I'm really looking forward to it, man. Diacona. I wonder the version of Thurman could beat the Porter Arrow fought. I mean, this is all I'll say. No one will know because they didn't fight like that, like how it happened. Keith Thurman won like a split decision versus Sean Porter. Like, it wasn't like a blowout. So if it was a split decision when they fought, a super dialed in Sean Porter maybe edges him. No, I guess it was a unanimous decision, but it was like all 115 to 113. So they had him winning barely by like one round, like kind of like Ward Kovalev won. Ward Kovalev won kind of scorecards. So again, maybe that's the difference maker. And see, I've heard guys like Floyd, guys like Gervonta Davis, guys like Wilder. Here's the thing, and I know I've been whooping y'all with the boxing knowledge. Y'all got to know and respect this sport of boxing. Lastly, I'm going to say this. When guys fight a Wilder, they prepare in the best way possible because they know they're fighting Wilder. And they know one subtle mistake and it's lights out. So when you know you're going to fight a Wilder, Wilder's fighting them at their best. Because again, if you fight him, if you BS in camp and eat that Twinkie, don't run that extra mile, skip training, don't go to the gym, miss sparring, getting touched up in sparring, not working on things in sparring, et cetera, Wilder's going to kill you. So when you're an elite fighter that has an aura to them, people are showing up the best versions of themselves typically because, unless they're like washed or something, but outside of that, if they're like more in the prime of their career, they're showing up as the best version. It's like when you fight an Errol Spence, when you fight a Floyd Mayweather, when you fight a Wilder, when you fight a Gervonta Davis, when you fight a Canelo, right? You're gonna be like job interview mode. What do I mean by job interview mode? When you go to a job interview, you have the best reflection of yourself. Like, you can smoke Black and Miles all day. Your breath could stink. You can be high all the time with bloodshot eyes. You can cuss a lot, right? You can sag your pants. You can like yell obscenities. But then most people will at least have the clarity of mind and the wherewithal to tone that down if they're really trying to get a job and they go to a job interview. Or a court, if you go to court and you facing charges and you want the judge to show mercy, you better not come with no sagging pants and on some BS and cussing and, you know what I mean, a cigarette in your ear like that. You know what I mean? So that's what it's like when you fight certain guys. You fight certain guys, they want what you have, like Gervonta Davis. Eastside Pitbull Cruz is going to give you his best because if he beats Gervonta Davis, then he's popping. Gervonta's the biggest star in boxing right now. You see what I'm saying? So you just become, Ryan's going to give you his best because if he beats Gervonta, he becomes a household name. Hector Luis Garcia is going to give you the best camp and all that because if he beats Tank, then he lit. Same thing with like Errol Spence. Errol Spence did all the talking to Sean Porter stuff. I truly believe he brought the best out of Sean Porter. And it still wasn't enough, and Sean Porter lost the fight, right? So all the people like, oh, Errol couldn't stop him. Who cares, bro? He fought a better version of him, and Sean Porter told you out his own mouth he was hurt more versus Errol than he was with Crawford. So again, Bud don't have the top ranked circuit to like just weird stuff be happening on Top Rank sometimes. I'll just leave it at that, bro. Like how Berlanga got 16 knockouts. Man, come on, bro. Like, bro, y'all don't know boxing, bro. How Berlanga got 16 knockouts, and that's all Mark Kriegel and them was talking about. Oh, he's in Puerto Rican Tyson. And then as soon as he step up in class a little bit, all the knockouts go away. Even Jared Anderson, like heavily favored, he fought a former champion who's big and a southpaw, and now they got him fighting a guy, Top Rank got him fighting a guy off of a knockout loss. This is all fact, bro. The Charles Martin fight was probably too close for comfort, so the Top Rank matchmakers are backtracking and stepping back Jared Anderson, and he has a quick turnaround where he's fighting like he just fought, and they got him fighting like twice in like 2 months. And then they got him fighting a guy coming off a knockout loss. So if you're going to send your fighter backwards in terms of opposition, then that means you probably got things to work on. For example, Jaron Ennis, he looked sensational, bro. He was like styling on Villa, like doing whatever he wanted with him, and then got the stoppage. They're gonna try to get Jaron Ennis a big fight. They're not gonna they're gonna try to get him Ugas, Thurman, Stanionis. Reason being, he looked like a beast. He looked crazy. So there would be no reason to give him a tune-up. The only if Jaron Ennis fights a tune-up next, the only reason is because he can't get big names is probably turning him down. That's it. Martin hurt Jared Anderson. Yeah, he did. I seen that. But that's what I'm saying, bro. That top-ranked matchmaking, that's how it be. That's how that top-ranked matchmaking be. We got a $5 cash app. You dig? Keep cooking, my dude. Shout out to the Phoenix. Julian Curry sent the cash app as well. I think Bud is mad that Al didn't make him the chosen one post Floyd. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Anyway, I'm out. I can't wait for July 29th. The last thing I want to say is, why are Crawford fans so mad? If you truly believe Crawford, all the stuff y'all typing, why are y'all mad though? Like, why, like, when this is true to life question. When I see Errol Spence fans, they're like, I'm just excited about the fight. Like, they're picking Errol and they're just picking him. There's not a bunch of hostility. They just like, oh, Bud's in trouble. You know, just like regular fight stuff. When I'm seeing people, by and large, when it comes to Crawford, it's hostility, it's name calling, it's like fake macho, tough guy, trash talk, and aggression. Why are you so angry? Like, people are saying Errol Spence is dirt. You know, he's a burger. He's not good. He's slow. He looks bad on the heavy bag. All these things I'm seeing, I'm just curious, why are y'all mad then? If people are like, man, stay over there, or stay on that side, and all this type of stuff, and Bud's gonna whoop him, you guys are gonna see. But why the aggression? I really don't get that. I'm just curious. It's just a fight, first of all. But I'm trying to understand the aggression. Why would, if you believe your fighter is gonna kill it and destroy, why are you mad though? Like, even if people are doubting you, I would be happy. I would just be like, wait and see. So I really, truly feel that Errol Spence fans it's almost like Errol Spence fans are acting like it's like the fans are acting like the fighter. Is that true? Am I the only person that sees this? Bro, I truly feel like the fans are a mirror image of the fighter. Errol Spence, this whole promotion, he's been calm, cool, collected, plugging his fighter, Frank Martin. Yeah, Frank Martin, he about to fight and do work Saturday on Showtime. Definitely. He's just cool. He's like on the press conference, he's just like laughing and, yeah, making jokes and like he seemed kind of chill. Crawford doing the virtual press conference, arms crossed and look kind of tense and tight and rigid, chip on his shoulder. He's on the Welterweight podcast. They're like, man, do you always have a chip on your shoulder? And that's how his fans is acting, bro. I'm not even lying to y'all. So I just find that funny and weird because his fans is saying like, oh, Errol's he's a dead man and he's mincemeat and all this type of stuff. So why are you mad though? If you know what you know to be true, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, there's a lot of false prophets in boxing. And that makes me believe that you don't comfortably believe what you're saying. He said Bomac and Bud can't answer the questions, clearly fumbling over their words. I really believe that. I believe that I believe it's like a false confidence because there's no reason to even act like this. Like hostile and like threaten people. It's like, bro, what are we doing, bro? What are we, Neanderthals? Like, hey, I'm picking Errol, I'm gonna kill you. Like, what is this, bro? This ain't no street stuff. This is two fighters about to fight, make the biggest bag of their career. What are we doing, bro? So I just find that like toxicity is really weird and it's kind of analogous to the fighter where I really have seen Errol Spence fans chill. That's because the guy they're picking is kind of chill. And then Crawford seemed like agitated and aggy and chip on his shoulder. And, man, everyone's mad at my resume. Like, bro, if you do not believe what I'm saying, I have the posted press conference. It's a virtual press conference. Please just go watch Errol Spence and watch how he was answering his questions and then watch Terrence Crawford. Literally, that's all you got to do. If you did, because people are like, oh, I disagree. Man, like, just watch it. And then honestly tell me you disagree, bro. Like Errol Spence, he just sound like jovial, like he was chilling.
Yeah, I guess in the first one you talked about percent fees and all that stuff. Conversation about should there be national fed
when you were pretty much left hanging.
And
once that fight,
and where I really noticed it, there was a couple times.
take care of my body.
yourself. I wanted to ask guys.
I'm trying to find a part that show you.
Just wanted to know, in your opinion,
See? You see what I'm saying? Like he like laughing. He just seemed like kind of laid back, like just yeah, you know what I mean? Da-da-da-da. But then when Crawford, he was like, yeah, people on Instagram talk about my resume. Like he just seemed more uptight to me, bro. Bro, he's
especially knocking out Troyanowski, but then tell him as if
bro, why he keep talking about Ricky Burns and Troyanowski? You see what I'm saying? Like he's like explaining. I don't know. We gonna see July 29th. Bro, it sounds like he's bro, he keep talking about Ndongo and Ricky Burns and Troy Yanofsky. Bro, what? Listen.
Those champions, and then dared to be great to come to his third consecutive country and fight me. I felt as if that was big, you know, especially, you know, the Ricky Burns fight, then knocking out Troy Yanofsky. But then you look at it and you say, oh, well, Ndongo wasn't nothing, you know. But you go to Errol and he fought the guys that he fought, you know, and he accomplished what he accomplished. But the magnitude of this fight is on two whole totally different levels. So I would say yes, this undisputed fight is bigger in the sense of what's on the line for me and what's on the line for him as well.
One more question.
Bro, he stayed talking about Ndongo and Ricky Burns. I don't get that part. Bro, they're not that good. That man said, why so serious? Why? The Batman. Bro, it's crazy. Like, the Ricky Burns, like that part is really, it's taking me, bro. It's taking me. To keep talking about Ricky Burns and Ndongo is nutso above the rim. Bro, Rick, literally, like, are we in 2023 really talking about Ricky Burns? Like, honestly. Like, me personally, I wouldn't even be like, I wouldn't even be comfortable talking about some of the older wins if they weren't like what most people would respect. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, for me, I think Crawford, like, we just disagree on things. That's the best way to put it. Wherever his mind is and wherever leads him to some of the points he's making and stuff, I see it like completely different. Like, for me, I would be talking about even though the Sean Porter, I think he was Podcast Porter, I would use Sean Porter's name to boost my resume, or even Jose Benavidez. Even though, you know, all these wins have inherent kind of flaws, I would be talking about them more than Jeff Horn, more than Ricky Burns, more than Ndongo. Like, I'm not even being funny, bro. I would even talk about the Kell Brook win more than Ricky Burns. That's what okay. Kell Brook is a better, even though he was washed when Crawford fought him, he's a better fighter from the UK than Ricky Burns, who's from Glasgow, Scotland or whatever. Tell them that Scotland is free. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I say me and Bud and our theories or thought processes are really far apart with some of this stuff, because I wouldn't even be talking about Ricky Burns. Like, if I had Crawford's resume, I would talk about Postal more than I talk about Ricky Burns. And I don't really hear him talk about Postal more than he talks about Ricky Burns. Like, he was on with Kate Abdo, and they'd be like, oh, signature wins? He'd be like, yeah, I got some signature wins. What about Ricky Burns? I'm like, oh my God, what is up with this Ricky Burns thing, bro? I promise you, I think I rate the Felix Diaz win, even though he wasn't a champion. Bro, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he has like a mindset of like this old, like archaic boxing where it's like, I only respect this guy because he was a champion. So he's not going to put the Felix Diaz, but I think Felix, he's an Olympian, bro. I thought he possibly could have beat Lamont Peterson, even though he lost. I would put that win over Ndongo. Like, the only thing they made Ndongo is the belts, but he's not that good, bro. Why you keep talking about Ndongo and Ricky Burns? Like, see, that's what I'm saying. He has this like archaic philosophy of a guy has a belt, so like they have to be the truth. But here, bro, oh my God, I gotta pick Errol. It just this don't make sense to me, bro. Because here's the thing: if a man, bro, I'm gonna leave y'all with this because this is just mind-boggling to me right now. If a man keeps talking about like, oh, he was ranked and he beat Troy Yanofsky and Ricky Burns was a champion and I fought him on enemy territory and Ndongo traveled 3 countries and had the belts and all these traveling and all the amateur career and the belts they had, all this is so important to you. then how are you undermining Errol Spence if you respect rankings and champions? And he literally, every belt he has, he fought a champion. That's why this stuff does not add up. It does not add up. If you prioritize the belts, which I don't care about belts. Sanctioning bodies be doing BS. Canelo should have never fought Anthony Yildirim, yet and still somehow it happened, and he was coming off a loss in a 2-year layoff. So me, that's not my first comment anyway. Is like who's ranked and has a belt. I knew Ryan Garcia, despite not having a belt ever, would be a bigger fight for Tank than other guys that have belts, because I understand boxing. Crawford seems to prioritize belts and rankings and, oh, he knocked out the number 2 Troyanovsky and all this type of stuff. Then you should really be in awe of Errol Spence because he beat Kell Brook when he was a champion, IBF. He beat Sean Porter coming off the Ugas performance where he was a champion with the WBC. And then he beat Ugas from Cuba, who beat you in the amateurs. So you already know he's nice because he beat you. And he was a WBA champion who just beat Manny Pacquiao and arguably beat Sean Porter previous to that and was on a win streak and is bigger than Errol Spence. Do you see why it doesn't add up? See, if you got to pick a side and keep it there, if you care about belts and rankings that much, then what Errol did to get to this point, you should be blown away. But he doesn't sound blown away for some reason about Errol Spence fighting 3 champions to get the 3 belts. But he's impressed because Ndongo went to 3 countries and had an IBO belt. That's literally what he said on the virtual press corps. I got to pick Errol Spence, bro. None of this makes sense to me. Anybody who's talking like this, I'm no matter who it is, I'll pick against him, bro. Because it does, if this is your true logic, we don't see eye to eye, and I think Errol Spence beat you. You're like, man, Ndongo though, but Ndongo, he had the IBO, and then he said something like the IBO is not really recognized. Then why'd you say it? Why'd you bring up the IBO? No one even know, bro. If I had a Gucci belt, a Michael Kors belt, and an IBO belt, nobody would pick up the IBO belt. No one even knows what the IBO belt looks like. Why did you even bring up that? That's what I'm saying. This type of stuff don't make sense to me. No, I never heard anyone brag about an IBO belt. Bro, name one boxer that's not a female that ever bragged about having an IBO belt. That was a multi-millionaire type of fighter. Like an A-lister fighter like Crawford is. I've never heard anyone so elated to have the IBO belt. If I was a professional fighter and then I just won the IBO and I called my mama and she'd be like, oh, how'd your fight go? I wouldn't even tell her about the IBO belt, to be honest. I'd be like, oh, fight went cool. We got the victory. She'd be like, oh, did you get a belt? I'd be like, nah. No, it was just a solid win against a ranked guy. I don't even want to talk about the IBO belt. I've never heard anyone talk about the IBO, ever. Let you guys show me a clip of Wilder or somebody who make millions. And I'm not talking about some fighter on the way up that nobody know. I'm talking about a millionaire fighter that got some big fights to their resume and they bringing up the IBO. I don't really see it, bro. Anyway, that's my time. What is the IBO? International Booty Organization? Man, stop. Man, whatever.